There we have it, the national anthem there. The girls are up and about for this clash between Seaford and Kew. The Division 5 grand final of the Victorian Women's Football League. Not long now until we get the bounce of the ball. Here at the Coburg City Oval, weather conditions, as we've already mentioned, it is sensational. Hardly a breath of wind. The sun is shining. And we are set for a beauty this afternoon. Matthew Cox with you. Alongside me today is Peter Holden. And as Peter does a bit of double duties and rejoins...
It's called multitasking.
Multitasking. Something that I thought males couldn't do, but you're proving us wrong this morning.
Well, yeah, allegedly. But as we see, both girls in their huddles right in front of our broadcast position. Tamara Hicks giving the last words at the moment to the Seaford girls, just giving them rev up, just giving them the talk through. The Kew girls at the moment very quiet in their huddle, just going through, talking through the motions. And as you can see, they're starting to fire up for this. And isn't it amazing that, you know, that the women's sides can be a bit subdued, a bit quiet, but you play the national anthem and that's it, everything changes. That's all, everyone fire up. The importance of the situation gets into their head. I think as soon as you hear those last few bars of the national anthem, you get up and about, no matter where you hear it when you're on a footy field. You're certainly pumped, especially on a grand final. It's going to be interesting to see where the nerves play a role in this match early on. Hopefully for both sides it doesn't and we can get a clean start. But certainly going to be an interesting morning of football. And good morning to everyone as well that is watching the video stream online at vwfl.com.au. Just a reminder to those that are watching the video stream live that we also have an audio simulcast running at the same time, not only at the ground on 89.1 FM, but if for any reason you have to leave your computer, you have to go elsewhere during the day and you want to catch the other grand finals, just go to vwflradio.com and you can stream it live. Or if you've got an Android phone, you can download the VWFL app from the Google Play Store. Umpire holds the ball off. Lucy Hurd's going to be starting in the ruck here for the Kew Giants, and she's going to win the first tap out. Try to put it into the purchase there of Bertram, but the Tigers are going to get first purchase on the football. They're kicking towards the Harding Street into the ground. That is the right of your radio dial or vision. Kept alive beautifully there by Jazz Rowland. Trying to put it into Stevenson. Quick little hand pass out there by Welsh. Here's an early shot on goal. Seaford draw first blood. Lucy Jukes will put that one down to the number 33. She slides it through. And, Matty, the Tigers are away with quick movement.
Well, I was just mentioning before where the nerves would play a role. It didn't look like it. The Tigers moved it forward very, very quickly. A couple of quick handballs and into a bit of space. And that goal there, as you said, to Lucy Jukes. Great passage of play by the Tigers.
So, as we can see, Mackie and Hurd are going to be the ruck women getting us underway in this game. The first tap out won by Hurd, but the first blood to the Tigerettes.
They certainly do. An umpire sends it back into the air. Tap out that time. Won by Kew, and they're going to get the clearance here by Meters. Little dribbling kick. Now they fire it back. Meters gets a handball. Handballs it across further afield. Now they're heading towards inside 50. A sloppy handball there from Kew, and it's going to be all wrapped up at half forward. How will the umpire see it? She'll call for a ball up. Half forward area for Kew.
And Boquette was involved in the middle of that, so as well was Mahoney. As the ball goes up, trying to lay on a tackle, there is Jess Wade. She locks it all up, and the umpire says, I'm going to ask for the pill back. Half forward flank, attacking the Bell Street end Kew. That's the left of your radio dial or left of your computer screen as you watch it online at vwfl.com.au. Three big grand finals today, and this is the first one, Division 5. Kew wearing the North Melbourne alternative strips today for something a little different. It was quickly cleared by Meters out of the pack in towards the forward line. She's getting plenty of the football early, put it into a pack situation. The umpire says there's no opportunity here to clear it, and I'm going to actually pay out a free kick to the Tigers for a bit of holding without the footy, and puts it in towards Vosk. Voss is out there on the outer wing, kicks it now in the direction of Welsh to try and run onto. She's in a foot race. It's going to be an awkward bounce. Giants do have numbers back there, though. They hand pass a little sloppy coming in towards the centre of the ground. Meters again head over the ball, earns a free kick. Probably her fourth possession so far, raking them up early. Goes out towards the centre wing, and by the look of it, I think she's put it down the throat of Oregon.
And Oregon winding up now along that far side of the ground. Kicks it into the middle. No one able to take the mark. Tigers had it momentarily. Big pack around the ball at the moment. Between the centre and half forward for the Giants, and they're going to move it forward here through Shepherd. Inside attacking 50, a nice mark though taken by the Tigers in defence, and they'll clear towards this boundary line on the commentary side of the ground. Running together for the Giants is Marnie, and umpire's paid a free kick. It's a high, and it will go to Marnie on the centre wing position, commentary side of the ground. She's kick short, picking it up's Meters, dodges a couple, fires the handball off to Farah, gets it across now to McEwen, sends it inside attacking 50 for the Giants, and umpire's paid a free kick. It will go the way of the Giants, and they'll get their first shot on goal, you would have to think. It's a...
yeah, I know. Some of the umpires point the other way, which does trick you a little bit here in the lower divisions. It's picked up there by Walker, who now takes it to come back import. Over the head there of Haggerty, he couldn't run onto the pill. Foot race on. Giants do have some numbers back there, though, and they're going to be able to pick it up here with a hand pass, and maybe, I thought, dealt with afterwards. The umpire said no. I thought that was pretty harsh there, as trying to go in and get it was Sabadazo. She got knocked over, got it back to Meters. Meters then kicked it towards the half-back flank position, picked up there by Berger. Berger puts it out towards the centre wing position. Bowled over the play there, and Horrigan couldn't pick it up. Tigers send it back once again to Stevenson.
And Wiggins was that player that was dealt with after the disposal, and she's sucking it in at the moment. She's not going too well.
I think it's the adrenaline that just keep pushing her through, considering it's a grand final, with Stevenson kicking it now in towards the forward line for the Tigerettes. 50 metres out from goal. Ball bobbling around, and they try to pick it up there. Little hurried hand pass away while under pressure. And dispossessed of the ball that was courtesy of Epstein. Now here's the long kick towards the boundary line and will go out of bounds. For those watching the stream on vwfl.com.au that joined us from 10 o'clock this morning, Q have decided to come out, unbeknownst to the league or anybody, in different jumpers, the North Melbourne alternative jumpers, including new numbers for all the players, which has set the commentary team up the putt.
They certainly have, and thanks for throwing to me, Peter. The Tigers should be able to clear this one out. Handball, went askew, unable to gather was Leckety. All wrapped up at the moment. Now a clearing kick came to the way of the Giants. Going to be turned over, though. Straight in the hands of Seaford. Holding the ball, says the umpire, and a free kick to go the way of Meters. She's had her hands on the ball a couple of times already today. And Seaford take a mark. Centre half back position. And they kick it straight up the middle. And a nice mark taken in the middle there by Seaford. Just looking for options. Now they send it into attack. Going for it here was Stevenson. She couldn't gather. Picking it up for Q was Thorbeck. Kick short to centre half back, and they'll get a clearing kick off half back out onto the wing. Leading the foot race though for the Tigers is Welsh. She's all wrapped up. Got a handball out just in time. Now they're going to kick it inside attacking 50. Seaford pressing. Numbers though with Q, and seeing it over the boundary line and out of play.
Thorbecky.
Yeah, Thorbecky, thank you. Looking for the name on the list. And we're going to throw in forward pocket for Seaford.
I don't know if to call it a team sheet or a Powerball list with the numbers all out of whack. Thrown back into play, and front posse there for the Tigers, trying to slide into it there was Berger. Couldn't extract the ball. Stevenson watches on. Umpire calls for a ball up. 25 metres out from goal, attacking the Harding Street end. Seaford currently lead. Early stages of this first term. 1 straight 6 to Q, yet to score. Here's the ball back into play. They've got numbers back there. Berger first to it. Put it on the right. Oh, dear. And straight down the throat of the waiting Michelle Goodwin. And Goodwin is around about 40 metres out from goal, directly in front. Goodwin looking to come in with a slow approach.
And gathering from the trees around here too, the wind seems to be favouring that. Is it the Harding Street end?
The Harding Street end, the city end of the ground. So in comes Goodwin. Slow approach, 45 out. Boot to ball, will fall short at the top of the square, will come off hands. The hands of Roland. And I've got it as Roll but it should be Roland. That is a minus score, and that sends Seaford to 117. Q yet to score.
And kicking it out here will be Thorbecky for Q. Told to give the hurry up. Nearly turned it over there. Stevenson was in prime position. Ball will go over the boundary line though in the forward pocket. And in fact it's going to be a free kick to Seaford, because it went out of bounds without anyone touching it from the kick in. So Stevenson sends it, pops one up to the hot spot. Big pack around the ball. No one able to take the mark. Seaford tried to get a clearing kick. Aggerty in there, couldn't get one out. Q under all sorts of pressure early on in this Division 5 Grand Final. Handball comes out of the pack in favour of Seaford. Trying to work her way around the pack was Bosk. Handball again sloppy. Big pack around the ball. Good tackle there laid by Q and by Epstein. And they should be able to clear through metres, although she's turned it straight over. Taking the mark is Barker. About 45 metres out on a 45-degree angle. Lobs one up again to the hot spot. Mark taken by, looks like Meters again. She's been pivotal early on in this match.
And she decides to switch the play. It's a high pie floater, and the mark taken out there by Amber McEwen. McEwen takes it. She's on the back pocket on the eastern side of the ground. Decides to kick it long and high. Oh, good mark in front. Roland held her space, which you had heard from the behind. And Roland decides to go for distance. One bounce in the pocket and then through for a minor score to the near side. So 1-2-8 for Seaford. Q yet to score here on VWFLradio.com and VWFL.com.au. The Division 5 Grand Final between Seaford and Q.
And Seaford have done all the attacking and they're going to do it again. The turnover. Stevenson, she was all wrapped up. And umpire says holding the ball. Meters to get the free kick in the back pocket and she plays on immediately. Searches for a target inside the corridor. Runs around a bit of traffic and then sends a wobbly kick on the boot. Dropping the mark there was good when the kickles come straight back inside, attacking 50 though for Seaford. Trying to gather is Mackie. In there again is Meters for Q. And umpire will call for it about 40 metres around from Seaford's goal. They are up by 8 points in this first quarter here at Coburg City Oval. The Giants get a clearing kick, but again it could be turned over. The Tigers have the numbers. Young was in there, but so too was Lickety. She fired the handball backwards and now a kick comes forward for the Tigers. Bounces unfavourably for them though, and the Giants have the numbers there under all sorts of pressure in defence, and a nice mark taken in front of our commentary position there by Lodge, and she just lobs one up to centre wing hoping for a mark. No one able to take it. Tigers in front spot, and there's going to be a hold, and it will go the way of the Tigers and the way of Melford.
That's Amy Melford with the ball, centre wing position, broadcast side. Just near the Cottons logo, looking for some options. Decides to go long on the right towards the half-forward flank. Q do have some numbers back there, but a good strong mark taken right in the middle of that by Michelle Goodwin.
It beat about 4.
She's the one who tried to have a shot from 45 out earlier, travelled about 40 and just fell 5 metres short. So she'll have trouble from 55. She's just looking for the lead, pops it up towards the pocket to the 1-on-4, and the bounce is almost fortunate there for Walker. Just went over her head. Waiting out the back door there is the number 22 and Thebeki. He goes out towards the opposite back pocket. Trying to run onto it there is Chisholm. Close towards the boundary line. She's shuffled across there by Lucy Jukes. And the umpire calls for a ball in. If you just joined us, it's 1-2-8 Seaford. Q wearing the North Melbourne jumpers today, yet to score. Only goal kicker so far, Lucy Jukes for the Tigerettes.
Throw in forward pocket for the Tigerettes, and the punch favoured them. Clearing handball though, comes away the Giants. Could be turned over here, Mackie. Her handball was ill-directed, and gathering was Sibasato. Now to Meters, she's under all sorts of pressure though. Now, got the handball away just in time. Kick, fell short there for Lodge. Going to be turned over. Goodwin has a shot on goal. It's coming back. It's there. Goodwin gets the second one for the Tigerettes. And they go out to 2-2. Plays nothing in this opening quarter for the Division 5 Grand Final between the Seaford Tigerettes and the Q Giants. A 14-point margin in favour of the Tigerettes.
Here on VWFLradio.com, VWFL.com.au. Peter Holden and Matthew Cox with you in commentary for this Cottons VWFL Division 5 Grand Final. We're in the first term, halfway through between Seaford and Q. Seaford, of course, finishing top of the table. Only the one loss, and that was to Q. Q with a 5-5 record, finishing 4th, getting through to the grand final, but they find themselves down by 14 points, and trying to get the ball out of the pack situation was Epstein, but her kick was smothered. Went back and got it again, tried to get it to Meters. Meters got bumped off the football though. A bit of a don't argue as Carroll tried to come through, but got stripped of the ball. Umpire said play on though, all fair play. There's Berger who tries to get a hurry kick now out towards the centre wing position, but a mark taken there for the Tigerettes on the far side of the ground. They get on the right, go towards half forward. Long pie floater of a kick. Boldo review including including Welsh. Now the foot race is on. Who's going to be first to get back there? Q have numbers if they can try and work it out. Pressure created by Walker. Stevenson's waiting for it to pop out. Almost landed in her hands. Roland trying to get a hand pass. In fact, it was Mackie. Mackie got stripped of the football, though. They're just pushing it forward the Tigerettes. Stevenson off the side of the boot has just cut the post. Well, that would have been a goal for the ages, right on the outside of the boot.
A bit of a, almost a fresh airy shot there. She was lucky to get a toe to it.
2-3-15 for Seaford Q, yet to score.
Yeah, they kick it out here, and it's going to be turned over. The ball's going to come straight back to the goal square. How will it bounce? Unfavourably again, just another minus score for the Tigerettes, doing all the attacking in this opening quarter. They are 2 for 16. Seaford Q yet to score.
Here on VWFL.com.au and VWFLradio.com. Here's the kick in from full back by the 13 of Jessica Berger out towards the pack. And a foot race is on here, and it might be picked up there by their number 3 in Deepa Tally, who now kicks it long up the line. It dribbles, and it eventually goes out about 65, 70 metres out from goal. Then the boundary umpire reading the cap out there, worried about the sun.
It's very sunny out there this morning.
I think it's thrown everyone a sunny day at Coburg. Is that possible? No offence to the Coburg people, but it's usually dark, dreary conditions when you come out here for a game of footy.
We are heading into spring, though, as the clearing kick comes the way of Q. Couple of players over the ball, a bit hesitant. Now breaking through the pack there was Sibasato. Goes for a bit of a run. 1 bounce. 2 bounces, leaves Young behind. Kick inside attacking 50. Wasn't favourable for Lodge. Going to have to work it well. Kicked it off the ground into space. Following up her good work is Sibasato in the forward pocket for the Giants. Perhaps pushed off the ball. Umpire said play on. Picking it up and having a shot there was Marnie. And it went across the face, and it'll go out of bounds. And we're going to throw in deep inside of attacking 50 for the Giants. One of the rare times it's been up there in this opening term.
They just pushed it forward, chipped it along the ground. It's the only thing they could do, but they kept it forward. Lodge was in the 2-on-1, and it was good for her to keep it alive as the ball is thrown back into play, and just slapped forward there for the Tigerettes, but it didn't go too far. Only went as far as the player in Aiton Bertrand, who tried to go by hand, stolen away from her, and the Tigerettes are going to clear out towards the half-back flank, trying to chase up her own kick, Bertrand, but the ball is out of bounds, and we'll call for a throw-in 50 metres out from the Q goal, attacking the Bell Street end of the ground, which is the left of your video screen.
And umpire about to send it back into play, half forward flank for the Giants, and they're going to get the clearance. The kick was smothered, though. Gathering in there for the Tigers. Trying to grab it was Leckerty. Unable to get a clean possession away, though. She has a second go at it. Unable to do it again. Just chipping it along the ground at the moment. Running to pick it up was Vosk, but the boundary line will beat her, and they've made it to centre wing here, the Tigerettes. They're up by 16 points, late stages of this first term.
Here in the Cottons Victorian Women's Football League Division 5 Grand Final, Hugh wearing the alternative Kangaroos jumper today for something different, so a few of the numbers different to what you'd expect. As the ball's out there on centre wing, just looking for a quick clearance, and it is by the Tigerettes, but went through a few hands, and Stevenson almost ran onto it, but Berger was back there, trying to kick it off the side of the boot. It's dribbling close towards the boundary line. It will go out. In fact, it's Ferreira who had boot to ball there, and it went sideways and out. So between centre wing and half forward flank now for Seaford, as we'll have a throw back into play. It's high in the air from behind. Just missed it there was Mackie. Ball on the ground, it was picked up. Quick, hurried little kick towards the half-forward flank position. Coming out there, Ferrer to try to kick it along the ground. And picking up possession of it was the 39 in Epstein. Her hurry kick, though, didn't go too far. Berger is there trying to extract it out. Epstein has another crack, puts boot to ball, goes up towards centre wing. But it's all Tigers out there. Another mark and a chance for them to have another forward attack on the outer side of the ground.
Yeah, Vosk lobs one up. No one able to take the mark on the half-forward flank for the Tigerettes. They get a handball out under all sorts of pressure, though. Clever kick off the ground. We'll see it go forward for the Tigerettes. Gathering there. It looked like it was Welsh. Couldn't get a clean disposal away in time. Punched out of the pack there by the Giants. And getting a clearing kick was De Bortoli. And it has made it to centre wing, and a mark has been taken by the Tigerettes, doing all the attacking so far in this Division 5 Grand Final. She lobs one up in prime position, but unable to take the mark there was Leckerty. The Giants get a clearing kick, and taking the mark in the middle of the ground will be De Bortoli. And she's just waiting for an option. She's going to have to lob one up here and does just that to a pack. In fact, it wasn't a pack because she found a player in some space, taking a nice mark out there for the Giants.
Made it might be Hurd.
So Hurd, again, looking for an option, just waiting patiently. Ball sat nicely for the Giants, running in and picking it up. It looked like it was Meters. She got the handball away just in time. And a free kick actually is going to go the way of the Tigerettes. No, she's...
Pointed one way and then pointed the other and said, yeah, it's a Tigerettes ball. So there you go. And I think it might be Wade back there. So she now has it in the back pocket. 16 to zip. Seaford leading in the first term. Nearing quarter time, playing straight 20-minute quarters we are. As the ball goes over the boundary line and out of bounds. By my reckoning, we should be a couple of minutes away from that quarter time hooter. As it'll be thrown back in on the outer side. Just cleared the pack. Ball at the back and receiving the S to try and spin away out of the trouble. Epstein does so. Delivers in towards the hot spot. 30 metres out from goal. Oh, just slipping around the back door there is Lodge. And she got mown down. And the umpire has said in the back or no, lost the ball. There you go. So unlucky. Again, Lodge is probably the only player who's had an opportunity to have a shot on goal for Q and hasn't been able to deliver both times.
No, haven't been able to make the most of their opportunities at the moment. The Giants, as the kick from the Tigerettes comes into the middle. Gathering, though, for the Giants was McEwen. And a dodgy-looking kick gets it forward for the Tigerettes. In a bit of space here is Haggerty. She kicks it inside, attacking 50. Ball sits nicely for Seaford. Kick around the body there from Rowland. She might get it back here. Rowland has to get the handball away quickly to Turner. Turner has a shot on goal and gets one. That's 3 now for Seaford, and they extend their margin out to 22 points. They're 3-4-22. Q yet to score.
Here on VWFL.com.au and VWFLradio.com, this is the Cottons Victorian Women's Football League Division 5 Grand Final. Seaford Tigerettes, this is the second for Seaford. They have a side in Division 2 who finished top of the table. And this is their Division 5 side who also finished top of the table and obviously here in the Grand Final. Going for the flag as the siren sounds. Up against Q wearing the North Melbourne jumpers today, the alternative North Melbourne jumpers, as the siren sounds for quarter time. And Mary Cox, the only one way to describe it was all Seaford that quarter.
Yeah, running all the way with the traffic. Goals to Jacqueline Turner, to Michelle Goodwin and Lucy Jukes in that quarter sees them to a 22-point margin at quarter time. And Q...
Umpire holds the ball aloft and we are underway here for the second quarter on VWFL.com.au and VWFL Radio. Hurd in the contest, tried to knock the ball away, but the ball went straight to ground. Roland over the top. Hurd tries to come in and extract it. Now trying to get it out of there was Zoe Leckie, but didn't go too far. Bit of a rolling maul. The umpire not electing to call for the ball up. And I think by this stage, no, going to allow the clearance to happen. It's going the way of Meters. And Meters decides to kick around the corner. And she put it in the pathway there of Krasnaki, but she couldn't quite get it. And trying to kick it around the corner was Barker. Barker did well to put it out towards the wing position. Foot race on out there. Bertrand's going to be first to it for the Giants. Back to Meters. Meters by hand or could come unstuck here. Lucy Jukes was coming through for the Tigerettes. Under all kinds of pressure. Stevenson goes in there as well. Ball popped out over the head of Pearson. Quick little gimme hand pass off there by Wiggins. Here's the kick by Meters going forward there by the Q Giants towards the half-forward flank. They look to be attacking here, which is some good signs for them. Player over the top of the ball. Umpire won't pin it. Came out. Hurried little hand pass while under pressure. In goes Carroll to try and create a contest. Marnie is in there for the Giants. Carroll again tries to get another hurried kick in there. Only as far as Berger, who got mown down. And the umpire very hot on the whistle. Says you're gone. Free kick to Roland.
Yeah, she's on the half-back flank commentary side of the ground for the Tigerettes. A good-looking kick and a mark taken here by Michelle Goodwin. And just lobs one up to the centre wing position. It's 3-on-1 in favour of the Giants, and it's Meters again. She gathers, goes for a run, and then kicks it into the middle of the ground. Bounce sits unfavourably for the players trying to run. Bertrand couldn't gather. Now out there is Wade for the Tigerettes. She couldn't gather as well. Scrappy out that far side of the ground at the moment. Handball comes out. Meters again. Pivotal for the Giants so far in this first half. Kick inside attacking 50. Favoured nobody. Now running out trying to gather is Taylor. picks it up. No, she was pushed off the ball as she tried to grab it. It should be all locked up on the half-forward flank for the Giants, and it's the first time that we've seen them attacking down that way pretty much all game.
Ball to be thrown up in the air on the outer side. Hurd wins out in the contest. Put it down the throat of her teammate. Got one over the top for Marnie. Marnie dispossessed though. Tigerettes with a little hand pass along the ground to try and move it forward. Trying to get involved there is Paquette. Paquette got it out, and here they come with an opportunity. A right boot kick towards the hot spot. 3-on-1. Numbers favouring the Tigerettes. The ball bouncing towards the boundary line. This might end up being the best case scenario for Q as the ball goes out. And being seen over the boundary line there by their number 35 in Horrigan, because they were easily outnumbered, so this allows them to reset again about 25 metres out.
And the good thing for the Giants is that they've locked it inside 50 that time around. They got the tap down to ground level. Tigerettes diving on the ball. And snatching it out of the pack there was
Paquette.
But Paquette, thank you very much, Peter. And it'll go through for Q's first score of the afternoon, or in the morning, I should say. And they reduce the margin to 21 points. Seaford are 3-4-22. Q are just one behind after 3 minutes in this second term.
The kick out from full back goes about 35 metres, floating across the front of the pack was Goodwin. Took it with grace. Her kick, though, a bit too close to player on the mark in metres. Hurt was there, went with a little hand pass back. Epstein nearly got mown down, got a hand pass away as she was being spun, and the ball went backwards and favoured Phoebe Lechty, who gave it to a teammate who ran into trouble, and Lechty had to go back and get it again. Ball bobbling around for Pearson. Pearson tries to come back in bullet. Zoe Lechty is there this time, tries to pick it up off the ground. Interesting, almost a throw there by Pearson. Try to get it away. Chance now for Q if they can try and extract it out of the pack. But Get is in there, and the umpire says, I'll ask for the ball back. We'll call for a bounce between centre and centre half forward for the Giants.
Yeah, they're down by 21 points. Early stages of this second term. Paquette sends a kick straight up in the air. Tap down in favour of the Tigerettes. They get a handball out. Although the Giants had the numbers. Coming through there was Goodwin. She sends a high looping kick into the middle of the ground. Trying to gather his Dukes. Also there for the Tigerettes is Pearson. Giants, though, get a tap forward. Meters in prime position. Couldn't gather. Socketed along the ground. Picking it up's Marnie. Handball was dodgy, though. And it's on the half-back flank for the Tigerettes. Trying to push it along the ground. There's Peck. All over the ball at the moment. The Giants in there, I think it's Marnie. And umpire will call for it between centre wing and half-forward flank for the Giants.
Ball up in the air, and it is Hurd beating out Roland. Gets the fist of the ball. Epstein could be first to it here in the foot race. She's up against the boundary line. Weight on her hammer. Boundary line's going to beat them all, and will go out from the CFMEU side. Around about 60 metres out from the Q goal, attacking to the right of your radio dial or your computer screen as you watch on vwfl.com.au. That is the Harding Street end of the ground. Back into play, and once again, all locked up quickly. Umpire crosses herself and calls for the ball up. We have played in the vicinity of 5 minutes in this second term. 22 plays, 1. Seaford leading Q. Ball up, and they've tried to clear it here, the Q Giants. Little hand pass out. That is Q to Epstein. They put it on the right boot, up against the boundary line. The idea was right, and it just came off hands, trying to hit the intended target there in Dipatelli, and the ball is over the boundary line and out of bounds. But they're looking positive, Q. They're attacking more. If they can get a goal on the board, you've got a feeling they can just ride this momentum.
Well, it hasn't entered Seaford's forward 50 in this second term yet, and we've just gone 6 minutes here at Coburg City Oval, and the Giants get a clearing kick out of the pack. Unable to take the mark. There was Dukes. Giants with the numbers around the ball. Well wrapped up, though. Good defensive pressure by the Tigerettes. Umpire should call for it, and does. About 35 metres out from the Giants' goal. We've gone about 6.5 minutes here in this second term. Umpire puts it back into the air. Tap out one by Roland. Giants, though, with a little kick into the corridor. No one able to take the mark. And the Tigerettes, they went for a bounce and it didn't come off for them. Luckily, Leggety able to gather. Sends a little kick into the middle. Giants again with the numbers. They've had all the play so far in this second term. Kick to the half-forward flank. Leading the foot race out there is Pearson. She gathers, kicks it around her body to the centre wing position, heading towards the boundary line. Trying to gather was Marnie, but that white line will beat her. Centre wing position, far side of the ground. 21 points the margin in favour of Seaford.
Here on VWFLradio.com and VWFL.com.au, the Division 5 Grand Final. Seaford in control, but Q with the momentum at the moment, but just not putting the herd on the scoreboard. Close towards the boundary line there. And managing to keep it alive was Berger, but it was taken away by the Tigerettes, and they moved it up the wing, probably a good 20 metres or so, before it finally hit a pack and went over the boundary line and out of bounds. 3-4-22 Seaford. Q 1 behind. Good Q contingent in front of us in the crowd, sitting in the forward pocket in front of the grandstand here at Coburg City Oval. Back into play. Epstein trying to get a hurried little kick away. Dropped it. Over the top trying to lay a tackle there was the 14 of Q and Madeline Thomas. And she might have just all locked it up. But indeed, the umpire agrees with me and says time to call for a ball up. So once again, Hurd and Roland will try and break this up.
But still yet to enter the Tigerettes attacking 50 in this second term. They got the tap out there and should be able to get a clearing kick into space. Running onto it is Marnie, though, for the Giants. Did well. Bit of a push in the back. In fact, it was Wiggins there for the Giants. Now kick inside attacking 50 for the Tigerettes. It's going to come straight into the hands of Stevenson. She pushed off one, gave the handball away, and umpires paid a free kick. It's going to go the way of the Giants. And they're looking much better in this second term so far, Peter Holden.
Well, they are. They're starting to move the ball forward, win the contest, get first to the ball. But unfortunately for them, that mark was taken by Zoe Lecty and just sent it straight in the forward line for the Tigerettes towards true centre half forward. Umpire's blown the whistle and said it was all locked up and will ask the ball back and call for a ball up. 45 metres out from goal. Just clears the way, throws the ball up in the air. Roland versus Hurd. Hurd's been winning the ruck contest, which has been great, but haven't been able to get first purchase as Berger almost overran it. Meters was hanging at the back. She got cleaned up. Thanks for coming through. Trying to get in there as well is Lodge, who now finds herself in defence. So they've certainly made the switches there, Q. And the hurried little kick around the corner there by Wiggins. Puts it out into space. Guess what? 4-5 against 2. That's all Tigers. A pack of them, in fact. If they can try and work it out, though, they've overrun. I think there was Baker, who now quickly got it on there to Peck. The playing coach was under pressure. Got the little hand pass away. Lays on the tackle. The Giants have done well to hold this up, and the umpire says they get a free kick because they were well and truly outnumbered.
Yeah, they were, and a bit of holding there. It's going to go the way of Marnie. Is it? No, it's going to go the way
Di Patelli.
Di Patelli. Just on centre wing at the moment. Not a lot on offer, so she decides to lob one up. Good position there by Paquette. Gives the handball off to Meters. Kick around the body. Goes inside attacking 50. The Tigerettes, they're under all sorts of pressure. Trying to gather was Epstein. Little toe poke kick towards the corridor. Tigerettes with the numbers. Giants gives it a little fend off there from Marnie. Kick around the body towards the goal square. Oh, smothered kick though. Didn't come off for Horrigan. And the Tigerettes should be able to clear through. Carroll gives the handball off, looking for Roland. She gathers, kicks it out to defensive 50. Into the middle, it'll be turned over. Almost. Unable to take the mark there for the Giants. Get a little kick though to Epstein. Send it inside attacking at 50. Kick came off the side of the boot. Unable to gather. Peck for the Tigerettes. Ball all wrapped up. Now spills out of the pack. Marnie in there. Couldn't gather. Epstein may have got a shove in the back. Umpire said play on. Giants, they're pressing. Kick came. There's a whistle though. And it'll be a free kick going the way of the Giants, directly in front and of the way of Taylor. So Shaylee Taylor.
And Peck's having a bit of a conversation with the umpire about that. Don't think it's going to change anything.
She's certainly not happy about it. Desperately need a goal, though, for the Giants if they get that. Now, which player is it going to? It is going to Taylor.
There's a little conversation about who the free kick was against, and Meters is coming in to ask the question, and Taylor wanted to give it off. But she says, it's okay, I'll go back and try and have a kick, though it might trouble her from 25 metres out.
Yeah, directly in front, though. Wind, slight breeze is coming straight from behind her. She's looking around for a target. She lines up Taylor for the first goal for the Giants. It's offline. No, it's made it. Goal there. Taylor, the umpire, made me look a little silly. And the Giants get their first goal of this Division 5 Grand Final. here at the Coburg City Oval. They move to 1-1-7. Seaford 3-4-22. We've played 12 minutes here in this second term of this Division 5 Grand Final.
And the amazing thing as well, though, is with Shaylee Taylor, her approach, you're getting close to the player on the mark, you thought, oh, geez, is she hesitant? Is she going to make the 25? Did it with easy, over the top of the post, another 15 metres back. I got this, it's all good.
Yeah, made us look silly up here in the commentary box.
Yes, indeed, who are the experts again?
Yeah, not us.
Yeah, exactly. Q 117, trailing Seaford 3-4-22 here on VWFLradio.com and VWFL.com.au with a live stream. 12 minutes gone here in this second term. We're playing straight 20-minute quarters. Meters took it out of the pack, went towards the situation there where Baker brought the ball to ground. She's over the top of it, holding onto her as Marnie, and the umpire calls for the ball up. So they're attacking with aggression, Q. They're looking a lot better this quarter compared to the first. Ball up in the air again. Slap forward by Roland. Ball has to be picked up there by Goodwin. Ran into trouble. Dispossessed though. Good little tackle laid on. And having to go in there and get her own ball again is Deepor Tolley. And the umpire says, cross myself like a genie. I won't grant you 3 wishes, but I'll grant you a ball up.
And we're just inside attacking 50 for the Giants. Done all the attacking in this second term. Clearance might favour the Giants here. They're all wrapped up once again. Umpire should call for it. Lets it go. Ball dribbles out of the pack. This time around she'll call for it. And we'll get a ball up about 40 metres around from the Giants' goal. They're down by 15 points, but they are coming. Clearing kick comes the way of the Tigerettes into a bit of space. It's all Giants, though, with the numbers. Meters kicks around her body. Back inside attacking 50. At the back of the pack, there was Debatoli, and she just missed. So another scoring opportunity there for the Giants. They move to 1-8. Seaford 3-4-22. You're on VWFL.com.au and VWFLradio.com as we wait for the footy to come back. And then we'll be underway once again. Just a reminder for those that might be watching at home on the live video stream and you say, hang on, Giants, what are you talking about? They're not wearing their normal jumpers. They swapped jumpers today and are wearing the alternative North Melbourne strip with different numbers. So if you've got a footy record, it means absolutely 0. And you've got the commentators, the team sheet as well, absolutely 0. As the kick in from full back is intercepted, though, out there. And that's a good mark being taken out there. I think it might be Horrigan, who's kicked around the corner towards the hot spot. Deepatoli was the meat in the middle of the sandwich there. Epstein's in there as well, tries to extract the ball, wrapping up Vosk. And the umpire's called for a ball up and a player down as well on the ground. So the umpire may have called time on. Now, we do, as we say, if there's straight 20-minute quarters, now the clock has to stop, so I'm not sure the timekeepers can hear us or if they're nearby us. But what happens in a situation when it's straight 20-minute quarters, if the umpire stops the clock for an injury, and like he has now putting the ball on the ground, he's blown time off, the clock actually stops. So time is added on during this. Otherwise, in a normal play, if the ball goes behind the goal out of bounds, it's still normal. The time keeps ticking away. But if there's an injury situation like this, as you can see with the sides going to the huddles, the clock stops until the umpire blows the whistle, and then it's time back on again, like he's just done now. And it was Thor Becky too that's got up a bit gingerly. Umpire sends the ball back into the air. McKay got the tap. Straight into a pack, though. The Tigerettes give the handball straight to their opponents. The Giants with the numbers. Ball spills out the back of the pack. Kick was smothered. Now they get a second opportunity, the Giants, to go forward. They kick it into the pocket. It's Tigerettes or the boundary line, and it's the latter. The boundary line will see it first. 14 points the margin here at Coburg City Oval in favour of the Seaford Tigerettes. They're 3-4-22. The Q Giants 1-8 after 16 minutes. And don't forget, you can tweet the commentary team as well. If you're on Twitter, use the handle at VWFL Radio. That's all one word. At VWFL Radio is our Twitter handle. We'll be keeping an eye on that through the day. As Meters one-handed. Yes, the umpire's called the throw now. I thought, geez, you couldn't get away with that, surely. A little bit cheeky. If we could see it from here, surely the umpire had to see it from down there. And that means a free kick going the way of the Tigerettes. And I think it might be Baker now with the ball. Kicks it towards, oh, geez, up back flank. Bounced off hands now, trying to keep it all locked up there. And the umpire calls for a ball up. And Carroll was on the bottom of that and stopping her, Deepatelli. The umpire says, I'll have the ball back. Pardon me, was Epstein there. Hurd wins out the ruck contest. Up against the boundary line, escorted over there by Jessica Berger. And we'll throw the ball back into play. Around about 45 metres out from goal. Q attacking to the right of your computer screen, right of your radio dial, by Harding Street end. Umpire sends it back into play. Throw in actually missed the pack. Stephenson gives it off there to Kaznecki. And the Giants trying to pressure it at the moment. Wrapped up's Vosk. Umpire letting it go. Spills out of the back of the pack. Meters bursting through. Gets a kick to the edge of the goal square. Oh, it sits favourably for DiPortelli. She couldn't gather though. And it'll go over the boundary line and out of play right beside the behind post here at Coburg City Oval. We've played 17 and a half minutes in this second term. Umpire to send things back into play. Under all sorts of pressure at the moment of the Tiger Reds. Handball comes out of the pack in favour of them. Little chip kick along the ground. Didn't favour the Giants with the ball. Gathering here is McEwen. Sends a little kick in. It'll be turned straight over though and taking a nice mark in defence are the Tigerettes. And I believe that's Mackay or Mackie?
Mackie, who puts it high in the air. And trying to take a mark there was Krasnarek. And I think she caught one across the shoulder. And the umpire said, yeah, I'm going to pay it to you. So she has the ball in the back pocket in front of the Tigerette supporters, and there's a good number of them here today. And in fact, I see the Golden Point supporters, a large number of them have come in. They're in front of us as well for their Division 4 Grand Final coming up next. Meters has the ball, gets on the right boot after clearing the pack. Long and Peck just backs underneath it and takes the mark. Peck with the yellow boots, puts it on the left. Going in the Carroll direction, takes the mark, and Carroll runs away from Berger. She puts it on the right boot in towards the pack, and a good mark being taken there, I think by the redhead there in the middle, and that is Phoebe Lechty, who has the ball. She's on defensive side of centre wing.
And she kicks it now into the middle. Contest punch came, running onto it for the Tigerettes. Carroll sends the little one across there. Finds Twentyman. Now a little kick to Pearson. Pearson sends it forward. This is better from the Tigerettes. Ball bounced unfavourably for them. Go little chip kick from the Giants. Back to centre wing. Gathering here is Pearson. She sends a kick forward for the Tigerettes, but it's all Giants. And Meters playing exceptionally well this morning. Turned it straight over though. Vosk takes the mark for Seaford. Centre wing position, commentary side of the ground. Vosk calls a play on, sold a bit of candy and ran around her player. Now sends it forward. No one able to take the mark. Stevenson's in there. A lot of Giants around the ball as well. Clearing kick came the way of Haggerty. Straight up in the air though. Trying to gather's Roland, kicking it along the ground. Risky for the Giants. And it's just a minor score. They rush it through. First score for this quarter for the Tigerettes. They move to 3-5-23. Q 1-2-8, 15 points the margin after 19 and a half minutes.
And we wait for the ball to be a kick in from full back. I think Meters is going to take the kick in, and that's what she does. She goes long and towards the outer side of the ground. Nearly hit the player on the noggin there, and McEwen, who had to run on the ball and did well, wanted to give off the hand pass while under trouble. Got claimed, if you don't mind, by Wade. Still being harassed. Ball has popped out. Half forward flank now for the Tigerettes as Roland tries to pick it up. The umpire's blown the whistle and said there was a push in the back. And well done and well earned there by Amber McEwen for the Q Giants. Only a couple minutes remaining before the half-time siren here. It's a 15-point lead to Seaford, 3-5-23, Q 1-2-8. Here's the long kick out towards the boundary line. Foot race is on out there. And the boundary line is going to beat everybody. And that means we'll have a throw-in as 4 players were chasing after it. And there you are, right on cue, the half-time siren here on vwfl.com.au and vwflradio.com.
In favour of the Seaford Tigers. Goal kickers so far today. Jacqueline Turner has won for Seaford, as does Goodwin and Jukes, whilst Taylor has the only one for the Giants as we get this second half underway.
Right on 10:59 as going in the ruck there is Heard once again, been rucking all day there for the Giants. She wants to try and extract the ball, couldn't do so. Goodwin is in there, going to the attacking side. Just past the player there in Ferrero, who couldn't quite control it. Little kick off the ground by Wade to move it forward for the Tigerettes, and she's going to try and chase up her own footy here. She almost does so, does well, trying to duck and trying to weave there as well to keep it alive. Ball popped out the back. Melford is there up against the boundary line, had to go back in over the top of it. Meters is there as well for Q, and the umpire calls for the ball up deep in the forward pocket for the Tigerettes. This has certainly been the scoring end. That's the Harding Street into the ground as Roland wins the tap out on that occasion, being sent over the boundary line there by Jamie Chisholm. And we'll call for another throw in around 5 metres around from that point post. Umpire arches the back, heaves it back into play. Winning it there and bringing it to ground was Heard. just bobbling about there. Maybe Crosby can try and pick it up. Overran the pill on that occasion, trying to move it forward. There is Georgia Dunn. Just dragged along the ground, and there's Meters again. She's going to die from leather poisoning. She's getting the pill that much. Puts it out there towards the chasing situation. And maybe for DiPatoli to run on too, but she gets stopped in her tracks. And the umpire is going to call for a ball up about 75 metres out from home.
They will, very close to that boundary line on the far side of the ground. Umpire sends it back into the air. Both ruckmen missed it that time around. Epstein tried to get a clearing kick. Nice little fist there from Wiggins. Comes out of the pack, though, in favour of the Tigerettes. Kick forward. Frera trying to gather for the Giants. Did very well. Little kick around the body. Finds Berger. Nice little chip kick. Almost turned over, but worked well in the end for DiPatoli. She kicks into the centre wing position. Coming late was Epstein. Couldn't take the mark. Tigerettes with the numbers. Handball. Oh, just got away in time. Into the middle. Bouncing ball. Sits nicely for Dukes. Trying to get the toe poke along the ground there are the Tigerettes. Fresh air shot came there. Turnover, handball. Almost went wrong for the Tigerettes. Now they get a kick inside, attacking at 50. Ball bounces nicely there for, I think that was Melford. And she scores their first goal since the first quarter. And the Tigerettes now out to a 21-point margin. 4-5-29, plays 1-2-8.
Here on VWFLradio.com and VWFL.com.au with a live video stream. It is a 21-point lead to the Tigerettes, courtesy of Melford, who had the ball 15 metres out from goal, had to try and pick it up. It was bobbling around, finally did, kicked it along the ground and put it through. So the Tigerettes, maybe one more will be enough to give them the breathing space to get them home, because as we said, that has been the scoring end of the ground, where Hugh outscored the Tigerettes by 7 points in that second term. Hurd wins the tap out, trying to pick up there as Lucy Dukes overran the ball. Epstein is in there as well, gets it out to Meters. That's great clearance work there by the Giants, but a good mark almost taken back there by Peck. She dropped the ball. She was under all kinds of pressure. Here's a chance with a little scoop hand pass out against the boundary line. DiPatoli tries to keep it alive, has to go back in and lay the tackle. That's great pressure. Here's a chance at the goal square. Oh, what a return on goal here by the Giants. Taylor gets a second. That was fantastic footy. Reply in about 30 seconds. That is the first one for them going towards the Bell Street end of the ground. So that has got to be a morale booster.
It certainly is, against the flow of play as well. 2-2-14 plays Seaford 4-5-29. The Giants down by 15 points after 4 minutes in this third term. And this game is far from over.
It's well and truly alive. You've got a feeling if Q could maybe get another one going, it's going to turn it right on its head.
Great clearance work too there by Meters to get it forward as well. She'll be looking to do something similar this time around. Tap out one in favour of the Tigerettes though. Little kick along the ground, gains the Meters, but here is Meters picking it up. Trying to fend off a tackle, does one, does two, does really well. Kicks it to the centre wing position. No one able to take the mark for the Giants. Kick along the ground will favour the Tigerettes. They gather, sloppy handball. And now it comes to Epstein. She sends it inside 50 for the Giants. Taking a nice mark there though is Barker for the Tigerettes. In defensive 50, she chips it short and will find Peck. Unable to take the mark though. Gives a little handball off. Done very well, bumped her opponent off the ball. Peck follows up her good work. She kicks it along to the half-forward area. Trying to gather here is Twentyman. She does just that. In fact, it's Haggerty. Haggerty kicks. It's a little dodgy. Back gathered from Melford. Danced around a bit of traffic. Has a shot on goal. It looks good off the boot. It's very good because it's gone through for another major. And it's her second goal as well, Melford. And they go to 5-5-35. The Giants 2-2-14, a margin of 21 points.
You're on VWFL.com.au for the video stream and your live audio stream on VWFLradio.com. And you can download the VWFL app by going to the Google Play Store if you've got an Android device. The second there, as you mentioned, for Amy Melford, who danced left, danced right, went for the snap from 40 metres out, and it was good. So the Tigers now get a bit of breathing space back again. 21 points the difference.
It'll be interesting to see, though, if the Giants can do what they did last time around and quickly get another one.
The game's starting to break open here at Coburg City Oval. Hurd is all wrapped up. Ball popped out, taken away by Roland. Roland kicks it high in the air, trying to park herself underneath it. There was Lodge, knocked out of her hands. Oh, she got mown down. Meters has to go in there, nearly collected by a knee on the way through. A standing kick there by Taylor, just went up and down. Ball trying to fall into some space here for Bertrand to try and run onto, but it was taken away by Pearson. Pearson had to move it backwards to Lucy Dukes. Put it on the right boot in towards the forward line. Giants have numbers here in defence if they can work it out. Stop standing Chisholm. Chisholm out towards the centre wing position. Went through a set of hands there. Fighting and scrapping hard for the ball. Epstein goes in there for the Giants. Ball popped out to Pearson. Pearson went around, got it by hand. Tigers coming again. Dribbling along and towards the forward pocket. Maybe Baker can try and pick it up. The ball eventually goes over the boundary line and out of bounds.
And we'll get a throw in forward pocket for Seaford. And just waiting for the umpire to collect the ball, and then he's going to bring it back into play. 21 points the margin after 7 minutes here at Coburg City Oval. Giants got the tap around. Nearly stripped there was Berger, wrapped up in a pack. Umpire should call for it and does just that. We're about 25 metres around from the Tigerettes goal. And they are 5-5-35, the Giants 2-2-14, a margin of 21 points.
And trying to take it away with a long kick, and intercepted here, just pickpocketed by Goodwin directly in front. It's away to the left and will register as a minor score. 5-6-36 Seaford, Q 2 goals, 2-14 here on VWFLradio.com. This is the grand final of Division 5, Cottons. VWFL Division 5 Grand Final. You're on VWFLradio.com with a live audio stream right across the World Wide Web.
And Lodge just waiting for the ball to come back. And then we'll get proceedings back underway in the defensive goal square from the Giants. Goes to the edge of the square and then kicks one to a big pack. Tigerettes try to get the handball out. Giants with a lot of numbers around the ball. Tigerettes, they're able to feed it out very cleverly. And here's a player that stepped up in this third term, Melford. She'll go back for a third goal of the morning and to extend the margin by 28 points. At the 8-minute mark of this third term, the Division 5 Grand Final, Melford will be kicking from about 20 metres out, slight angle. And it puts it through. It's a nice looking kick. Umpire goes to the middle and says all clear. It's a goal. And the margin is now out to 28 points. Melford with 3.
By Jingo, 6-6-42 with the floodgates starting to open. That's Seaford Q 2-2-14 here on VWFLradio.com. And our broadcast here of the Cottons VWFL Final Series. This is the Division 5 Grand Final. And the umpire with the ball back in the middle of the ground again. If you've just jumped on to watch the video, whether it be via replay as well, of course, for those listening online, don't forget you can watch the replay during later in the week, and it's put up there virtually forever, like last year's Grand Finals. You can go back and watch it at any time. You, of course, can see that Q are wearing the North Melbourne jumpers, the alternative jumpers, not the typical GWS Giants type jumpers. As the ball is out towards the centre wing position, trying to pick it up there is Crosby. She was over the ball, got harassed, managed to get a hurry kick away, was partially smothered in the end by Bertrand. Tigers still pressing though, kick going to Mackie. Mackie takes the mark, half forward flank position in front of Hurd. Right on the edge of the centre square, gets on the right, kicks it in towards the hot spot. It's bouncing around. Melford looking for 4. It's just going away though, and all dribbled over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Really stepped up in this third term. Melford's kicked 3 goals after or nearing the 10-minute mark of this third term. Umpire sends it back into play deep inside, attacking 50 for the Tigerettes. Little kick around the body. It found Welsh. And it'll be rushed through for a minor score there for the Tigerettes. They move to 6-7-43 to the Giants 2-2-14, a margin of 29 points after 10 minutes in this third term of the Division 5 Grand Final. The kick back into play. Tigerettes could get the turnover here. Kicking it into the hot spot was Welsh. No one able to take a clean mark. Giants have a lot of numbers around the ball, and the umpire will call for it about 15 metres out from goal. The Tigerettes goal, that is. Nice tap out there from Mackie. Giants, though, with the clearing kick from Epstein. Although it's all the Tigerettes. Bouncing there and gathering is Jukes. Kicks around the body to the hot spot. How will it bounce? Straight over the head of the Giants defenders. And through for another minor score. A couple of wasted opportunities this quarter for the Tigerettes. They move to 6-8-44 to the Giants, 2-2-14. A margin of 30 points. We've gone 11 minutes in this third term. Di Portoli kicks it out to the 50-metre arc, the defensive 50-metre arc of the Giants, and it'll roll over the boundary line and out of play. Peter Holden with you.
Thank you very much. 30 points the difference. 6-8-44 to 2-2-14. Seaford leading the Q Giants. That's Matthew Cox you were just hearing then. Also in commentary here on VWFL Radio. Pull back in the play and Hurd at the back. Try to put it in possession there of Zoe Locci for the Tigers, who swung around over the head of Melford, who has to try and go in again. Trying to pick it up the ground is Wade. Got dispossessed over the top there. Sorry, again, the umpire calls for the ball up. Giants locking it up. 25 metres out from defensive goal. It's all Tigerettes at the moment. This is certainly the attacking end, the Harding Street end of the ground. As Epstein tried to get in there. Mackie as well tried to extract it. Couldn't do so. Berger got a hurried right boot kick. Hurriedly towards the boundary line, being seen over by Pearson of the Tigerettes, and we'll call for yet another ball in. So far, we have travelled in the vicinity of 12 minutes into this third term with that 5-goal lead to Seaford.
They certainly have, and they're going to get it at another clearance here. Well, they're gathering for the Giants is Lodge. The kick was up and under and will bounce over the boundary line and out of play. 6-8-44 plays 2-2-14, a 30-point margin in favour of Seaford. 12.5 minutes in this third term. Umpire just getting the ball back from over the fence and now sends things back into play. Tigerette's got a fingertip to it, battling in. There's McKay. Ball comes out of the pack, but the umpire's already called for it, and we'll get a ball up about 45 metres out from the Tigerettes' goal. Been an interesting third term. Tigerette's dominating on the scoreboard at the moment. McKay did a bit of a double tap, went straight in the hands of the Giants, who get a clearing kick out of defence. Running to gather it, there's Peck. Sends it back inboard, bounces over a couple of players, and then gathering is Vosk. She sends it into the corridor, looking for a target. No one able to take it. Gathering for the Giants was Chisholm. Little handball off to a teammate who now clears defence. Again, Tigers with the numbers. Bounced favourably for them. They get a handball over the top. And they get a kick now. Back to the hot spot. Melford had 2 to beat. Did very well. She gathers. Oh, she was tackled. Umpire said play on. Giants tried to get there under all sorts of pressure in defence. Tigerettes have it back in their hands. Kick around the body was offline. It'll bounce over the boundary line and out of play. 30 points the margin in favour of the Tigerettes. We've gone 14 minutes here at Coburg City Oval.
As we wait for the umpire with a baseball cap on to throw it back into play. Big old heave back in. Mackie trying to put down the throat of Stevenson. Stevenson there over the head of the ball and trying to get it out was Mahoney. And she did. Berger now got it. Runs away from her opponent. Get on the right boot. Head up towards the half-back flank position. Whoop, Peck. It went right, then went left and bowled her over. Went back and got it again. Peck went by hand. That was good. Might look for the 1-2. Roland was calling for it. Meters on her hammer. Meters has beaten it to it. Meters managed to scoop it out of there. Not quite a throw, but enough to move it forward. Now here's a chance for, I think that might be putting her head over the boards. Berger trying to get a hand pass out while being claimed. Mahoney goes in there as well. Berger tries to stop Zoe Leckie from going anywhere, and the umpire calls for the ball up right on the edge of the centre square. 60 metres out from the Tigerettes' goal. They lead by 5 goals.
And another tap out in favour of McKay. The Tigerettes, although kick along the ground that time around, came from the Giants. Umpires found a free kick. It's going to go the way of the Tigerettes. And they'll get a kick just in the middle.
Roland's the opportunity here short if she wants her, and also just backing back into space is Goodwin.
So Jukes sends one long, went over the top of the back. Melford, she's got 2 to beat. Running to meet it and seeing it over the boundary line there for the Giants was Sibasato. Haven't called her many times today for the Giants.
One of the players that needs to step up as the ball is thrown back into play. Big old heat back in. Mackie, front posse, brought it to ground. Tried to get a clearing kick there by the Giants. Didn't do well. Meters got bowled over in the contest. Berger just kicks along the ground. Going to about 10 metres finally goes in. The umpire blows the whistle, says, let's throw it in front of the Tigerette supporters. 45 metres out from the Tigers' goal, attacking the Harding Street end. It's 6:8:44 Seaford, Q2214.
We've just played about 16 minutes in this third term. Mackie again with the tap out, went straight in the hands of Epstein. She was stripped of the ball. Giants get a sprawling handball out of the pack. Metres, well, she didn't have many metres to deal with, and it went over the boundary line and out of play. As Peter said, 30 points the margin in favour of the Tigerettes. Umpire to bring it back into play. McKay being dominating the ruck in this third term. Couldn't get the tap out that time around. Went straight in the hands, though, of her teammate Welsh. It'll be all wrapped up, and the umpire will have a ball up about 20 metres around from the Tigerettes' goal.
Ball to be thrown up in the air. Coming in there, Mackie. Just waiting off the side and having a snap-on goal, and away to the left was Vosk. So 6:9:45 Seaford, Q2214 here on VWFLradio.com. I hope you're enjoying our coverage as the kick is long and high out of defence by Castle, out towards the pocket. A chance of Berger to run onto it. Oh, put it down the throat of Pearson, who gave it off. And then here's the kick in towards the forward line. Nearly bowled over a few players. Going in there as Welsh. She locked it all up, and the umpire is going to call for a bounce. 40 metres out from the Seaford goal. 17 minutes gone in this third term.
Umpire sends it back into the air. McKay got the tap. Little kick along the ground by the Tigerettes. It'll be all wrapped up once again. We'll get a ball up about 40 metres round from the Tigerettes' goal. Umpire gets things back underway. McKay with another tap. Went straight to ground level, and it'll go over the boundary line and out of play. They've locked it inside their attacking 50. Late stages of this third term here at Coburg City Oval. 31 points the margin, 17 and a half minutes gone. Umpire sends it back into play. McKay, another fingertip to it. Straight into a pack, though. It'll be all wrapped up, and the umpire will call for it yet again. Stop-start play so far in the last few moments. Again, both ruckmen missed it that time around. Gathering for the Giants there was Lodge. Smothered kick. Very close to that boundary line. And umpire has paid a free kick by the looks of things, and it's going to go the way of the Giants in the back pocket.
And a chance to go long. That's what they do towards the half-back flank position. Meters is in the middle of that, offering support there, Mahoney. And the ball is just at the bottom of the pack. And will it be hatched out rugby maul style as Welsh looks on? The umpire said no. Let's call for a ball up. Near the three-quarter time siren, a 31-point lead to Seaford. They've got one hand on that Division 5 Premiership Cup at the moment. There's the ball up and just popped out the back door. Well, I was then going to say to Sabasado, but the umpire said it's a free kick and it's going the way of the Tigerettes. And I'll move it quickly by Stevenson. A hurry kick is unfortunately out of bounds on the full away from Melford. So again, the Giants will have opportunity to kick the ball back into play. You'd think the Giants wouldn't be able to score a goal from here before three-quarter time. Maybe the Tigerettes might be able to sneak one because how far it is in their forward 50.
Giants wouldn't want to concede one, though, this close to three-quarter time.
They are looking up a very steep hill at the moment.
They certainly are, although they'll be kicking to what's been the scoring end so far today. The kick comes back into play. Melford with a courageous mark. Very tough angle if she's to go back and have a shot. She's kicked 3 in this quarter.
This is a tricky situation as well. When you're a forward and you got the ball in that tight angle and you're knowing you need the three-quarter time siren, you go, do I pass with the risk that the siren could go, or do I go back and have a shot?
And you can tell we're nearing the three-quarter time siren because every Giants player is inside their defensive 50 arc. Melford lobs one up. It floats across the back of the pack and through for a minor score. They move to 6-10-46. Q2214, a margin of 32 points at three-quarter time here at Coburg City Oval. Shaylee Taylor has the 2 goals for Q, whilst for Seaford, 3 goals to Melford in that quarter. Lucy Dukes has 1, Michelle Goodwin, and also Jacqueline Turner.
And of course, if you hit the ground, 89.1 FM as the umpire holds the ball off. That is the hooter. We are underway for the final term here. It's 20 minutes of football left in Division 5 for season 2014. Thanks to Cottons, the changes have been made because Lodge has been moved into the ruck. And the umpire says it went up and went straight back down into a pack, so we'll call for a ball up. Flying through there is Goodwin, is now being moved into the ruck as well for Seaford. Hurried little kick along the ground there by Pearson, trying to move it forward. Ball just dribbling along the ground. It's going to be locked up at centre half forward, you think? No, it just came out. Stevenson was in there, and now the umpire says, I'll have it back.
32 points, the margin in favour of the Tigerettes. They're 6-10-46, the Q Giants 2-2-14. In the opening minute of this final term, Meters gets a clear and kick out of defence for the Giants. It was a long penetrating kick inside attacking 50. Running onto it here is Sibasato. Give the handball off to her teammate. She might get it back here. Sibasato. DiBatelli in there to help. She runs away from the pack. Has a spraying shot on goal. It wasn't a spraying shot. It was a direct shot because it went straight through the middle. And they get a badly needed goal there, the Giants. It's going to be a long uphill battle if they're going to win this match this morning. They're 3-2-20. The Tigerettes in control, 6-10-46 after a minute and a half of football in this final term.
Here on VWFLradio.com, and of course you might be watching it back on VWFL.com.au. Thanks for supporting women's footy, and thanks to Cottons for their support of the Victorian Women's Football League throughout this final series. And thanks for saying 6-10, because there's a 1 and a blank after the Seaford score on the scoreboard, which just makes things look a little bit interesting just down for us commentators as the umpire gives the ball back. In fact, at the moment it should be 3-2-20. It looks like they're putting the blanks instead of zeros just to make it a little bit more confusing. The ball goes up in the air. There's the little punch forward. Ball now going out into space, trying to kick it off the ground. Berger. She got stopped though. In goes Meters, and the umpire will no doubt call for a ball up just near the centre. And we'll get ready to go again here in this Division 5 Grand Final. It's the last roll of the dice for Q. They're a long way down. Goodwin wins it, puts it down the throat of Epstein, puts it on the left boot. It's moving forward, trying to trap it there. DiBatelli, she's smart by hand. That's excellent work. Trying to move it across there to originally the 27 and Taylor, who got it in towards their forward line. Numbers back there with the Tigers. They've got a pack. Take one bounce. Might consider taking a second bounce. Voss, she doesn't. Puts it on the left. Almost intercepted though. Through hands there. Trying to pick it up and kick it around the corner. Marnie to try and keep it alive. Oh. Here comes Meters with the ball. She's been great today. Shrugs off one. Gives the hand pass. And that's Sibasato. Moves it in towards the forward line. Peck played front posse. And that's a good mark there by the playing coach to calm things down. Took front posse against Hurd. The kick, though, went out the back door. Gives some praise, and they turn it over almost. Here's the kick back towards the top of the goal square. Hurd is back there, but getting underneath that and taking a mark is Krasnarek.
She's got it in the back pocket for the Tigerettes after 3 minutes in this final term. The kick out of defence was Auden. Rena went straight down the throat of Epstein. About 45 metres out, winds up and sends it to the hot spot. Big contingent around the ball. Giants gather, dispossessed. Tigerettes with the numbers, send the handball out. Peck's in there and gets a clear and kick away. And will hit a target on the chest. It's Pearson, takes the mark. Half-back area for the Tigerettes. Just assessing her options. Will go down along the line of that far side of the ground. And the ball will be punched over the boundary line and out of play. About 60 metres around from the Giants' goal. They're 3-2-20 down 6-10-46 to the Tigerettes, who are 26 points up 4 minutes into this final term.
Ball thrown back into play, and Goodwin tried to take it away. She couldn't. They've tried to get off the ground, the Giants, but picking it up there is Lucy Jukes. Puts it towards half-back blank on the edge of the centre square. Going to be sent back from whence it came. Paquette is in there as well. Nearly got dispossessed, but got the hand pass away while under pressure. They've had to go backwards to go forwards with Meters. Put it on the right boot. Almost brought rain with her kick and parking herself underneath it as Melanie Carroll. And she takes the mark and sees a player all by herself at centre half back, and she could run away here and wade. She does. She takes a bounce, very hesitant. Takes a second bounce. It's almost amusing. Then kicks on the right boot, going up towards the half forward flank position. It's 2-on-2. How's the numbers going to work out here? You can see Taylor getting back there as well. Locking it up is Wiggins for the Giants, and the umpire comes in and calls for the ball up.
Corner of the centre square favouring the Tigerettes. Umpire sends it back into the air. McKay got the tap straight down the throat of her Tigerettes teammate. She was all wrapped up though. And umpire should call for it here and does so. Haven't moved far, still corner of the centre square. 26 points the margin in favour of the Tigerettes after 5 minutes here at Coburg City Oval in the final term. McKay got the tap again. Straight into the hands of Meters though for the Giants. She uses a bit of composure and sends it to half forward. Running out there for the Giants is Dee Patelli. She pushes her opponent off the ball, gathers, sends it into the middle and puts it down the throat of Marnie on a very slight angle, about 40 metres out.
Probably the better option, because if she tried to play on there, she was easily going to get pinned. So it's not ideal having to go back, but the better of the worst options.
Probably just beyond her range. She's looking for a target. Meters is presenting, ignores that, sends one straight up to the hot spot. It's all Tigerettes, and they take a mark through Carroll.
And Carroll has the ball 10 metres out from her defensive goal line. 46 plays 20. It is a 26-point lead to the Tigerettes, but the kick is intercepted and a mark taken 35 metres out from home by Lodge. Priscilla Lodge is lining up to have a shot. Approaches in, kicks the ball, only goes about 10 metres. Oh, Meters takes it. Meters plays on and oh, she shanks it. Absolutely shanks it. And it goes away and hits the point post and be thrown in. Oh, my goodness. You almost thought when it was in Meters' hands, here it was coming, and then, oh, geez, the kick.
Her first blemish all morning. That kick was not what you were expecting after the way she's
got
played.
Nervous.
Yes, an important kick too for the Giants. They're down by 26 points. Throw in. McKay tried to get a kick. It was smothered. Giants have it in their possession. They kick it towards the goal square, and a mark is being taken. And it is by Hurd. Directly in front in the goal square. We'll go back and pop it over the goal umpire's head, and does just that. After 7 minutes, they reduce the margin to 20 points. It's 4-2-26, play 6-10-46. The Tigerettes still up, but the Giants a glimmer of hope.
Well, I tell you what, it'd be the comeback of all comebacks if they do it, but they have kicked the last two as we have gone 7 minutes into this final term. The clock's certainly against them, but, you know, stranger things have happened for the Tigerettes. You just wonder, they've got the traditional forwards doing their forward roles. If Tam Peck's going to make the call at some stage to say, just stack the back line. And in fact, as we speak, they're going to get a free kick to go forward, so that makes her full of me as Mackie now kicks it towards the half-forward flank position. Ball bouncing away, but the numbers are there with the Tigerettes. Calling for it was Epstein, who ignored, went further up the line, trying to get on the end of it there as Marnie turns around, hand pass backwards, getting in there and having a quick little kick around the corner. Berger moves it forward. Sabadoso is there as well. If she can get onto it, she does. Has to weave around traffic. Gets on the right foot. They're coming. Lodge is trying to meet the football. Two players out the meter from the Tigerettes. Got stripped off of it. Being locked all up there. Barker is in there and the umpire calls for a bounce. Geez, the Giants, they've just got that swing of momentum, but do they have the time?
They need a goal here with it locked inside their attacking 50. Ruck contest won by the Giants, and they get a clearing kick moving forward. Tigerettes with the numbers. Handball comes out the back of the pack to Wade. She kicks it to a contest. Could be turned over. Here it is. Giants send a handball into space. Now they're trying to gather. Nice little kick along the ground was effective. It gained them space. Picked up here by Peck. She slipped over at the pivotal moment though. Giants, they've got the numbers around the ball. Epstein using her weight. In there too was Wiggins. Umpires picked out a free kick. It's going to go the way of Marnie. Free kick on the boundary line. No one standing on the mark. In fact, it's not Marnie, it's Wiggins. Wiggins pops one up to the goal square. They need a mark. No one able to bring it down. The Tigerettes get it up and under. Kick away. Comes back into the hot spot area. Umpires paid a free kick. It'll go the way of the Tigerettes. It was high. And on the last line of defence, under a bit of pressure, the Tigerettes will get it.
And Mackie with the football was looking to give the hand off. Peck just says go long, and oh dear, straight down the throat of Wiggins. And she takes the mark. She is a while out from home. She decides to centre the ball. It is high and it's a pipe blower in the air. 1-2 bites the cherry. Fell off the chest there of Dee Patelli. And the umpire says you're giving away a free kick again for too high. Just a bit sloppy there in that play. And a chance to get the little hand pass off. Now they're going to come on through Dunn, who now gets on the left boot out towards the half-back flank position, and the foot races on out here. But there's numbers with Epstein, who kicks it around the corner on the right boot. He puts it in towards the forward line. Just went through the hands there of Barker. Got it across to Stevenson. Had to put it quickly to Welsh, who got absolutely mown down. The umpire says too high. And getting the free kick. Meters is not happy with that. And off the half-back flank, the Tigerettes will clear. As the umpire says, nope, you've got to come back behind the player on the mark and do it all again. It is 6:10:46, leading 4-2-26. Seaford up on cue. 10 minutes gone, halfway during the final term.
And Welsh just waiting for the ball to get back. She'll get a free kick on the half-back flank, commentary side of the ground. The kick looks for Peck. She's unable to take the mark. Ball bounces towards the boundary line and it'll go out of play. Just in front of our commentary position here at Coburg City Oval. As Peter said, 20 points the margin. Seaford 6:10:46, Q 4-2-26. We played 10.5 minutes. Tap out won by the Giants. They get it going forward. Zibasato in a foot race. We'll see it over the boundary line and out of play once again. Just outside attacking 50 for the Giants. This Harding Street end has definitely been the action end so far today. Tap out one by McKay, came to Peck. Peck along the ground, went straight into the Giants' hands, and they get a kick forward. It'll be turned over though when the Tigerettes take the mark. And just looking for options, decides to pop one up to this pack. Coming late with the Giants, good knock towards the boundary line. Will go out of play on the 50-metre arc in the Giants' favour. They are down by 20 points after 11.5 minutes.
Live on BWFLradio.com. This is the Division 5 Grand Final. 20-point lead to Seaford over Q. Back into play. Mackie brought it to ground. Goodwin was there, cutting through his Vosk. Put it in towards traffic though. Roland just instead of taking it, slapped it forward. The umpire went down behind play as well as Roland received the 1-2. Sabadaso nearly ran her down. And the ball's going to be set back from whence it came. Oh, wrapped up. Meters goes in there as well. It's fierce, all right. They realise the premiership's on the line. Seaford starting to lift a notch here. 6:10-4-2. What a grand final. It's been the tale of 4 quarters, literally up and down all the way along. And Seaford just trying to hang on to that 20-point lead now. As picking it up and getting a little hand pass off Barker. That's well done. That's good footy. Gets on the left, puts it out towards the wing position. Foot race on here. As Kersniak was there for support. Picking it up there, done. Hand pass, pardon me. It was Voss who got the hand pass to try and move it forward. Pressure football at the moment. A hurried little kick by the player along the ground in Berger. Sees the ball go over the boundary line and out of bounds. The crowd lifting in as well in voice. You can hear them. There's an excellent crowd in here at Coburg City Oval. They get the big old hoof back into play. Over the head of Mackie. Couldn't pick it up. Epstein is there. Hand pass. Berger caught. Mackie, the umpire says, throwing the football. Tigers free kick.
There will only 7 minutes left in this Division 5 Grand Final. Tigerettes with the ball on the centre wing position. And with its Dukes. She pops one up. Hoping for a target, no one able to take the mark. Giants with the numbers. In there for them was Lodge. Gets the handball out of the pack. Umpire's paid a free kick. It's going to go the way of Lodge for a high tackle. And she gets it moving very quickly. Knows that there's not a lot of time left. Ball bouncing towards the boundary line. And it'll go out of play between the centre wing and half forward for the Giants. They're down by 20 points. 4-2-26 plays 6:10-46 after 13.5 minutes here at Coburg City Oval. Meters grabbed it out of the ruck, kicked it around her body into a very open forward line. Tigerettes with the numbers and they take the mark in defence.
I think it's Baker back there, took it and put it on the right boot, hugging close towards the boundary line. Voska's got it, just kept it in by a bees, you know what. And as the umpire has blown the whistle and says, that's in the back, that's a free kick, it's going the way of the Giants, ending up there in the hands of Mahoney. And Charlotte Mahoney puts it in towards dangerous position. Stevenson was there, got knocked over. Pearson picked it up and Pearson put it in towards the middle of the ground. Just got to set themselves. They can send it back from whence it came. Wiggins tried to put boot to ball. She was knocked off of it. Trying to get a hurry kick, and there is Lucy Dukes towards true centre half back. Coming in there is Pearson. Got knocked over. Mackie went in there as well. Extracted the ball away from her opponent. Kicked it around the corner. Foot races on here. Ferrer was first to it. Did well. Got it across to her teammate there there, and Bertrand kicked it inside forward 50. They've been pressing Q, but they just haven't been able to put the score on the scoreboard as Voss goes for the clearing kick out towards centre wing. Maybe a chance to try and run to it. Thought Becky got knocked over, managed to keep it alive though. Wiggins put it on the right, set it inside the forward line. Voss dropped it, has to go again under all kinds of pressure. She is wrapped up by Mahoney. Ball popped out though. Tiger's still trying to push it forward. Picked up there by Epstein, who tries to centre it. This could be working out well for DePortelli. Keeps it in front of herself. Got support if they can go again. Now picking it up close to the boundary line. It is a snap on goal. It's hit the woodwork. It's a minor score. 4-3, 27 Q, trailing Seaford 6-10-46. 19 points the difference here on VWFLradio.com. The Cottons Division 5 Grand Final, and we have played 16 minutes into the final term.
Kick out from defence there from Baker. It's going to be turned straight over though, because coming in and taking the mark for the Giants was Horrigan. 45-degree angle, about 35 metres out.
You know what the strange thing is? Well, I'll call it that after this kick.
No worries. Horrigan sends it on its way. It's a good-looking kick. It's there. Horrigan gets her first for the morning and moves the Giants on to 5-3-33. The Tigerettes 6-10-46, a margin of 13 points, 3 goals needed in under 4 minutes. Can it be done?
Well, they're coming off the ground as Baker. She actually rolled her ankle as she was kicking the ball back into play, so the trainer's helping off the ground now. But you can kind of hit when she got back up, she was trying to whack the ankle back into place because she knew how long was left. And you know what all players are like? They want to be on the ground when the final siren goes. She does want to come off. It's almost a case of you can cut the leg off, but I still don't want to come off.
We'll be able to handball. That's what she's thinking.
As the ball's in the middle of the ground, Epstein is dispossessed. Here's another push forward by the Giants. All wrapped up there. Zoe Leckie tried to get a little hurried little kick away. Putting her head over the pill there was Priscilla Lodge to try and keep it alive for the Giants. Going in there is Mackie, and the umpire calls for the ball up. In the shadows of the full-time siren, there's a little bit of how do you do going on there at the moment. Not happy with the attention. 3 minutes remaining in the grand final. A yellow card's come out. A yellow card for Mackie. She's going to be set off the ground. And as she goes marching away, that is going to be a free kick. They've got 3 minutes to kick 3 goals. And Mahoney is going to, and it's a 25. So if I was her, I'd be sprinting because there's not much time remaining. Because if you kick this, it's 7 points the difference.
It certainly is. And that was a bit of ill discipline there from the Tigerettes, because Mackie's been vital in the ruck, winning a majority of their contests.
Mahoney directly in front, 30 metres out from goal. She kicks it. It's a 7-point ball game with 2 minutes on the clock. In she comes. It is high. It is very high. It is away to the left and away to the pocket. It's punched away by hand. Butler having to chase it up. Nearly got mown down there by her opponent and Peck, the playing coach. And she just escorts it to the safety of the boundary line. Cooler heads in that situation. 6-12-46 Seaford, Q5-3-33. We've only got about 2 minutes remaining.
13 points, the margin. Giants need a quick one. In fact, they need a couple of quick ones if they're any chance to win this Division 5 Grand Final. Ball will dribble back across the boundary line, and we'll get another throw-in in the forward pocket, about 40 metres around from the Giants' goal. They're 5-3-33. The Tigerettes are 6-10-46. A margin of 13 points. We've gone 18 minutes in this final term. Tap out one in favour of the Giants. And coming through was Meters. Wheels around on her right boot. In fact, it went straight up in the air and out on the full. So a free kick will go the way of the Tigerettes. And now they just need to settle down and pull a bit of time off the clock in these dying
Barker's
seconds.
Just got to hit the boundary line. Hit the boundary line.
As the Tigerettes send it up along that boundary line, and that's exactly what they've done. But they've done it too well because it's gone out on the full. The Giants to take the free kick just near half forward.
As, well, the umpire thought it's allowed to bounce the full, but he said, no, throw it in. So there you go. Back into play. Just cleared the back of the pack there. Falling to ground there is Carroll. Couldn't pick it up. Giants' little hack job out of the air, but Roland was cutting through. On her hammer is DePortelli. She tries to pick it up. It's on the ground. Scrapping hard with her is Barker, who got a hurried little kick away. Mark taken though. No 15, said the umpire. And Epstein manages to extract it out of the pack. Now the umpire blows the whistle and says, that's a Tigerettes ball. So we're counting down to the final siren here in the Division 5 Grand Final. There's about a minute to go, you would imagine. And then Seaford will claim the Division 5 flag. They try to kick it to Peck. I wonder just quietly, just there in the back line, the playing coach is saying, come on, you've got to kick it to me. I've got to have the ball when the siren goes.
The fairy tale finish she'll be wanting. As the umpire sends it back into play, the Tigerettes again searching for that boundary line. Clearing, there's Roland. And it'll go over the boundary line once again and out of play. Half forward flank for the Giants. They're down by 13 points. Cannot be long left in this final term of the Division 5 Grand Final. Umpire sends it back into play. And there it is. The Seaford Tigerettes are the Grand Final winners. They're 6-10-46 to the Kew Giants, 5-3-33, a margin of 13 points at the end of the day.
And you can hear the hooters, the vuvuzelas going off in the background as well. The Tigerette supporters are running out onto the ground as we speak. A fantastic contingent of them here at the moment. And they are victors in Division 5. As we mentioned, it's their second side. They also have another side, their top team, who are going to be playing off the Division 2 Grand Final next week. But it's fantastic. They want the double. They've got one down so far.
They've ticked one box. And, well, credit to Kew Giants. We thought at the end of the first quarter it could have been a blowout, but they kept coming, and especially in that last quarter, had several opportunities, just didn't make them count.
Well, with 3 minutes to go, and they pulled it back to 13 points after coming for nearly 5 goals down, it just made you wonder, oh, geez, could they? Could they do it? So full credit to Kew for being able to make a contest of it and not to be blown off the park. But for the Tigerettes, they held on. They put together 2 quality quarters of footy. They used the aid of the breeze in the first and third term to build up that big enough buffer, and then they just withstood the challenge that the Giants just kept throwing at them in that final term, and they are going to take the flag. Playing coach Tamara Peck is going to be holding up the Premiership Cup aloft, and what a dream it's been. I mean, you can just hear them chanting in the distance, so they do sit in their song. We'll see if we can try and pick it up from a distance. But originally, some of these girls, they started out as a club formerly at South Mornington. They came to Seaford, as Tamara Peck said, as just one side. This year, they've had 4 female sides, 2 junior sides and 2 senior sides. The Seaford women's thing has just been an incredible success story.
It certainly has, and we were talking at halftime about the success stories in the Victorians Women Football League, and this is certainly one of them, a club that's growing and growing. And it looks like they're going to be very dominant over the coming seasons.
Letting the Seaford girls on their win today, and as we speak, the Golden Point girls coming through their banner, almost destroying their banner and everyone holding it.
They've nearly knocked about 3 people over.
As he announces the presentations, and thanks to the umpires today, obviously, for their tremendous effort. And that's a good thing today as well. Besides, I guess, the yellow card on the 25, we really didn't notice the umpires today.
No, they let things go, and it looks like Meters has been picked out as the best player on ground, and deservedly so. She played a really good game for Kew, of course, in the losing side.
It was absolutely sensational. I mean, as we said, at one stage we thought she could die of leather poisoning. She had the pill that much in her hands, and as well, she was going in, getting the hard ball, laying the tackles, just had a terrific engine on it. She just kept going and going and going and going.
Yeah, and good quality possessions too. There was only 1 or 2 kicks, I think, that she shanked, but apart from that, a really good player for the Kew Giants.
And of course, the Kew coach just making his thanks now to the Seaford girls and the terrific season that they've had. As we said, Kew, I guess, the feather in the hat that they can take away from the season in Division 5, where they were the only side all year to knock off Seaford. Seaford only had that 1 loss, and it was to Kew.
And, well, they were certainly coming in the late stages of that final term as well. So you could see why they were the only side to knock off Seaford this season, but as the top side of the competition usually does, they prevail.
And the one amazing thing out of that is, as well, is as a side, you can almost take a feather in the cap saying you're the team that denied another club having premiers and champions written on the banner, saying when they look back at the loss, that was us. That was us. We did that. So for them, they can take away as that is their feather in the cap. And of course, they're thanking all the marvellous supporters, as you can see in front. I reckon a crowd of about 200, 250 standing and watching the presentations, which is great to see. Some fantastic numbers coming out to watch VWFL women's footy, because I guess when you look at the lower divisions, you think, oh, it might be just a close friends and family. You might hardly get anyone coming along. But the great thing is to see the clubs attracting that much support, and that's what you build off of, having a base of those supporters.
And especially too, when you think of lower divisions, you don't think of best football, but we were treated this morning with a superb game, as I believe it looks like Kate Peck.
Tamara Peck.
Tamara Peck.
Yep.
Taking the stand.
And Tam's just acknowledging, of course, the Q girls and thanking them for a wonderful game. And of course, as you know, she's her mum herself only got a little one that I think she said was about 8 months old at home. So, but still to be able to come out there and play footy, and who'd imagine, having a kid, and then a little bit later on, I'm going to win a premiership. So that's been just absolutely terrific.
A good 12 months for her.
yeah, exactly. And she's got one of her little ones on stage as well, dancing around, which is fantastic to see as she applauds her Tigerettes, who have been absolutely tremendous. She's been able to get the side out there on the park, been able to get good numbers, because it's hard in women's footy. There's limited numbers. It's like let's be honest, it's not like men's footy where there's thousands and thousands and thousands of blokes all around the countryside, because men's footy's been around since, for yonks, whereas for women's footy, the VWFL itself only started in 1981. So it's only 33 years down the track. It's only been in the last few years that the Auskick youth girls and that system's been put into play. So to try and, get girls to try and take up the game and bring them up to a certain standard, and to be able to get those numbers. Because remember, it's not just 22 and 22, 44 players. You've got to have enough players to cover injury. You've got to try and get 50 or 60 girls along. So for them to be able to get those numbers at their new home at Seaford has been incredible.
It certainly is, as Peck's now presenting the players with their premiership medallions. A great reward after a great game for the Tigerettes.
Yep,
one by one going up and receiving their medals.
In numerical order, including Mackie, who have a yellow card to put on her file after today, and coach giving them a nice little hug as well to acknowledge. And of course, she point out as well that the helpers today wearing the Cottons t-shirts, because Cottons, of course, proudly sponsoring women's footy with the VWFL final series. They have been a tremendous support. And I tell you one thing as well, the girls have really been appreciative of Cottons support.
It's great that a company like Cottons have got behind Victorians women football, giving them that extra financial support and helping grow a competition that's only going to get bigger and better over the coming seasons.
And the great thing as well, because of the products that they make, which aligned with women's health as well, is that they get the direct feedback from the girls who are using their products. So it's a great partnership between the players and the company as well. And you can imagine, obviously, a lot more products and companies that are in the women's field are going to start looking at this and say, well, actually, we should be getting behind women's sport, and particularly women's football, because we're going to be able to get direct feedback from our consumers.
They certainly are. As limping up onto the stage, there's Leanne Baker. In fact, she didn't quite make it up. Got a bit of ice around her knee by the looks of things.
Ankle, I think, might be, but a bit awkward. But nonetheless, as they say, it might be sore. But as the steps, one of the players is breaking the steps.
Glad Baker didn't try to climb it then.
Yep. Oh, geez, that was, you got to imagine that. What have they done? Now the next player, Mel Ashford, I think she's a bit hesitant. No, she walks up the stairs there fine now. That's funny. But as you said, even if you've got an injury, when you've got the premiership medal around your neck, you're going to forget about the injury for a while. Yeah. Not because of the post-match celebrations, but, when you're thinking about you played in the grand final, you've got other things to worry about.
You certainly do. As Carol now comes up and gets it. Only a few players left to receive their premiership medallions. We've
one of the little tackers tripped up the stairs.
Yeah, and he's tripped over again just behind it as well.
And the captain presenting the playing coach, Tamara Peck, with her medal as they make the presentations now for the Division 5 Cottons VWFL Premiership Cup, going the way of the Seaford Tigerettes. They raise it aloft. Here come the girls. They come charging on stage. And the Vuvuzelas go in the background. That is the signal. A Tigerettes Premiership in Division 5. They're the first team in 2014 in the VWFL to claim a premiership, with one of the 6 grand finals that are being played over 2 weeks here at Coburg. You can hear the girls cheering for the photos as well.
And once again, the 13-point margin in favour of the Tigerettes at the end of that Division 5 grand final. They were 6-10.
Here goes the song.
46.
Nope, I thought they were going to jump into the song there. They false started me. But...